What's up, guys? Real Bucs Talk back with another live stream, and it's another Victory Monday live stream. Bucs
Oh,
win
yeah.
31-27 against the Falcons. It's always a feel-good feeling. Hell, what a better way to get into Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, whatever you guys celebrate. And yeah, we all got a smile on our face. We won. So welcome to the chat. If you guys have any questions, I know there's already a couple coming in already. I'm Mark. This is Michael Plus as always.
What up?
We're here talking Buccaneers. Whatever you want to bring it in. I know people are talking about the Pro Bowl, but plus, let's get your first initial thoughts of how that Buccaneer game went. And it's a tale of two halves, right? First half, shit. Second half, pretty damn good.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was like you just said, one half was pitiful. It's like, the earth was coming down or, coming to an end. And then, second half was much better. And, the type of team that we expect to see week in, week out. But I just want to say thank you, Antoine Winfield. You made the play of the game. That was a hell of a play and pretty much saved us because that saved a touchdown and they end up scoring 3, and that ended up being the difference in the game. So, yeah, I mean, again, slow starts. That's another thing that we'll discuss tonight. I don't know why that continues to happen, but the offense just gets in their own way. Defensively, kind of same thing. They just try to do, trying to get too cute with it and just can't execute. And then the second half, it looks like a brand new team. It's like they change everything up to more simple approach, and they end up, executing it and making plays.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the chat. A lot of people are talking about the Pro Bowl snubs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the game first. So a lot of people were saying about the slow start. Yeah, like Calvin Ellison here. He said, "What do you guys think of the Bucs starting slow in the first half?" That's the biggest thing that we got to talk about. And this is something that we've kind of been mentioning about. I mean, to me, that screams coaching. It does. I mean, that's unprepared. I mean, I almost was joking during the game, like we should literally our coaching staff's already massive enough, probably the biggest in the league. You can put on 2 more, put Raheem and Dirk Cutter on the roster and just have them coach the first half and then tell them, sit on down, boys. We got 2 other guys coming in, Leftwich and Todd Bowles. They know how to coach the second half. It's almost, it's sadly, it's what it sounds like it should be. But I mean, why is it that way? And to the credit, yes, to me it's coaching, but also I was looking, Brady is off on times, like the timing and just knowing sometimes you're in simple freaking cover 1 or 1 safety over the top. Brady's looking down Chris Godwin's gullet, and then here comes Mike Evans, quick comeback, and he didn't throw it. He just threw it away. And I'm like, some of that I think is just, Brady getting used to what's going on with the offense, but also it's like, how do you get that easy in the second half? And a lot of it's probably just opening it up. I mean, just slowly, okay, Brady, you do you. We got to open it up, pass, go. And one thing we like to talk about, which I'll let you touch on more and I'll shut the hell up, passing out of running formations and running out of passing formations. Go, Plus.
Right. No, that's a great point right there. But yeah, I mean, it goes to the opening script, and BA spoke on it today. It's like, yeah, the script is fine. It's more the execution. And I tend to disagree with that. I think there's a combination of execution, but it's into the play design where it can be more simpler and more easier for the offense to execute early on. And I mentioned this to you before we got on here. It's like, I think Brady needs that short, passing game early, also mixed in with the run game to get him in a rhythm and get him comfortable. Cause it just seems like he's not comfortable, the first, second quarter. There's glimpses of it. He shows some good things, but yeah, it was, I mean, he only had 60 yards. So, but yeah, it just goes back to know what your strengths are, know what you do well. The play action pass works, you can run the football out of shotgun. So it's just utilizing those things, attacking the middle of the field, which we saw when they did go to the tight end, it did work. So use that in the first half and don't try to, force the scheme on these guys like you were talking about yesterday on Twitter. That's what we have to do.
Yeah. I mean, So Raymond's always good points. Yeah, talk about the scheme and not attacking weaknesses. They just forcefully say, "Oh no, this is our scheme. It's going to work." It does work at times, but you can't force anything.
Yep.
That's like a rape. You can't do that shit. Okay, let's be honest. But Raymond, he's always got good points. He said, "I think it's the scripted plays, but the players do have to execute also." But Raymond, to this point, if it's scripted, everyone should know what the hell the first 10 to 15 plays should be. That should be the easiest plays since you already know where it has to go, where your first, second read is, and then move on to the next. That blows my mind. But then it's almost like how we saw last year with Jameis. Some of these plays where he would make on the go that would look fantastic. Brady did it with that throw he got leveled on to Mike Evans right on the 5-yard line. He told him to come back, throws it right to him, gets leveled, and perfect connection. It's like, how can you connect on crap like that? But if it's an executed play where he's coming back, you don't see him one-on-one. Some of this stuff, is it Brady? Is it still learning the system? I don't know, but I want to see 60 minutes just like all of y'all. I mean, to be honest, I can see where some of the people who, like Jake Arian says, oh, the coaching are doing what they have to do. The players need to execute it. I can agree with that. I mean, he is the coach's son, so he's going to say that. But also looking from our eyes, help Brady out. Do more 13 personnel. Do more double tight end sets. Do formations that look like a run and pass out of it. Be smarter. Don't just enforce your will. Sorry. With your team, right? Like attack areas where you know they aren't that great at. And why didn't we run more? Don't know. I mean, yes, Leonard Fournette may not be the best, but he didn't look terrible in the second half.
Right.
What do you think on that, on the running?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you would like to see more attempts. I think we had 14, he did for 49 yards, which, isn't terrible, 3.5 average. That's decent. And that's kind of where we need to be for the, play action to be, successful. And again, you look at what the Falcons were doing earlier, they were running a lot of play action and it looked like it was working for the most part. They didn't have a running game. So, I thought they did that in a better sense as far as the Buccaneers go, as far as, applying play action. Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah. I shaved it all off. I'm going to regrow it. Yeah. I'm going to regrow it and it's going to look real nice for the next pod. But yeah, I mean,
Sorry to ruin your point. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. But what I was saying is just, utilizing the play action. But yeah, you would like to see more run attempts to keep it balanced. You don't want to see Brady throwing the ball 45 times. But in this sense, it was kind of necessary because it was working. Again, their secondary is their weakness. And we started doing a lot of good things in the second half. And it was nice to see Antonio Brown get his first touchdown. That was a thing of beauty. And there's just really good plays. I like the play design of Chris Godwin for his touchdown. That was really good to see. The quick passes. I mean, that's stuff that we were, talking about, the
first play of the game.
Yeah. Screen plays and, doing stuff like that. That's what
it even caught the announcers off guard. Like, oh, whoa, whoa. Like they couldn't believe that they didn't run the ball on first down, that they threw it to Antonio Brown. Like, oh, what was it? Like, I was like, they actually did something different about damn time. Good job, guys. Good job.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just the momentum couldn't get there. The lack of execution. But go ahead, keep going.
Well, yeah, I mean, they had just bad breakdowns, whether it be pass protection, and then just misfires from Brady or misreads, like you were saying. So yeah, that kind of held them back in the first half. But obviously they made some adjustments second half, and they got back to the quick passing game. They helped out their pass protection, and it was better results. And that's what you got to do. But you need to start it, from the beginning. Start your approach how you want it, and then keep going. Don't change your approach.
Yeah, and that's another thing where a lot of people were saying before the game, and even announcers were talking about, like, that Bruce Arians said, "Oh, we don't have an identity. We can do everything." Okay, yes, you can, but you have to have things where you have a go-to that this is your bread and butter. And if it's the no risk it, no biscuit shit of just throwing the ball deep, I'll say that's what they do best. They sure as hell don't run the ball great. They don't look for their tight ends at all, but usually that's what works. Is it because they're always blindly looking down the field? Most likely. so those tight ends aren't getting much attention. And yeah, we say throw it to him, but it's, and you said this before the game, before the live stream. It's more get Brady accustomed to the game faster by doing stuff he's used to, which is hitting tight ends shorter, hitting the running back shorter, getting him in the flow of the game. Because they had a 13 personnel play, Brady's wide the hell open, easy matchup, and I'm like, stuff like that. Get your dude in the game positively, and then once he's firing all cylinders, you can do whatever the hell you want because Brady can execute with the best of them, and he's shown it. So it's things like that. Maybe it's coaching, learning Brady's mentality. Maybe Brady's just trying to know I can do whatever. We all don't officially know, but it hurts to see when you can score in every damn possession second half, and in the first half you can't do shit. Literally can't do shit.
Right, and we've seen this offense when it's at its best. I mean, it's a combination of balance, meaning you're using the short,
Brandon.
you're using the short, the short part of the field, and then you're working your way to the deep ball, whether it be play action or utilizing the run game in the right areas. So it's all combining that mixture and making sure it's balanced and not putting an emphasis on forcing the issue like we talked about, and putting Brady in bad positions. We have to make sure that he is protected, and they had a new left tackle in there yesterday, and maybe that was some of the cause for the pressure early. But it just seemed like communication was off with the blitz packages that Falcons were presenting. They did a lot of like zone blitzes where it looked like it was 7 and then they were rushing 4, stuff that the Bucs do, at times. So, that got cleaned up better in the second half. And then obviously, defensively we were better too. So, it's just all a balancing act and making sure that we're playing to our strengths and not forcing, what we don't do well a lot,
I'll say, okay, so offensively, let's touch on one other thing just because everyone likes to see this. So I kind of clicked over showing, Mike Evans had his 110-yard day. That's putting him at 779 for the season. People are wanting him to get that 1,000. I think BA's wanting him to get that 1,000 too. But that's the biggest thing on offense. Really, other than that, Brady's an insane freaking day of 390 yards, 2 touchdowns, 31 for 45, having the old man sling the rock 45 times. And he looked damn good doing it, like unstoppable in that second half. That throw to Antonio Brown was insane.
I think 320 of those yards were in the second half, which is pretty crazy.
Stupid. That's stupid.
So,
but I mean, geez. But so it's offensively, we all know this is probably one of the best offenses ever created. You have 3 number ones. You have realistically, you could have had 3 number 1 tight ends, but I'll say a 1A, 1B with Cam Brate, because any other team he's on, he's probably starting. And Gronkowski. What the hell else? There's not many weaknesses in the offense. It's just getting the damn thing to run accordingly. Get a well-oiled machine that can go. And we just can't do that based off of either lack of execution or coaching, play calling. It's what it's going to be for this long stretch until they actually figure it out. And it's continuity. I think Brady says it almost every press conference he's in. He's like, I'm just trying to get used to everyone. It's 20 years of a marriage. Now it's 6 months to 8 months of dating. So maybe he's going to get it. Maybe you hope it comes a little faster. I mean, we're pretty late. That was week 15. But, but let's jump into the defense. People were asking about Devin White and his man. Here it is. The man defense helped White. You could see it early. He felt more comfortable. I 100% X_1K. That's something I was watching early on, like because the game film just came out earlier. I was touching on that before starting the show. Devin White, when he knows who he has to guard, he's pretty good. Yes, he had that one missed tackle that could have been stopped short. But to be honest, the fact that we're only down 17-0 at halftime is a pretty good thing, considering we couldn't do shit with the ball.
Right.
And the Falcons looked like every deep pass was kind of working. To me, it was more Colton Davis and SMB kind of messing up a little bit, but it was little plays. But what did you see?
Well, I think it was a combination of, in the first half, our pressure wasn't getting there at all. Matt Ryan had a lot of time to throw, especially in that first half. I think that's why our secondary was getting beat, like you said. Um, and, they were doing, like you said, a lot of man coverage underneath. That was helping Devin White, and, helping him not to think a lot. So simplifying what he needs to do. And then I think in the second half, our pass rush and everything started coming along. Like they were working together. The coverage and the pass rush were starting to get in there. And as you see, Devin White was, blitzing a lot more, which was good. And he got the 3 sacks. So it was just a combination of those things where they were playing more tighter, and they were making plays when they had to and getting off the field. And like I said, Antoine Winfield, that was the big play of the game, making that play in the end zone. The range he showed on that was incredible. So, yeah, I just feel like everything started working more better as far as coverage and pass rush in the second half. And that really was the difference. And I think they allowed 10 points in the second half. So, again, improvement. And then your offense started helping them out, which gave them more rest. And, they started moving the football, getting drives going and scoring touchdowns, obviously. So, yeah,
Just
all that
point after
plays.
point.
Yeah. So, I mean, all of that plays together. Again, it's complementary football. That's how you win in this league. And just hope we can continue to do so and get better while we're doing it.
Yeah, because it's not just scoring points. At least control the actual field. Like,
Right.
don't just
It's a field position game, and
yeah,
you have to be able to move the football. You got to be able to give your defense some type of rest. And, each unit helps each other, whether it be special teams. Kenyon Bonner had a good return there, to the 50-yard line. All that helps. And then, kicker making kicks,
yeah,
so that plays a big part.
yeah. So a lot of people are saying that we need a lockdown corner. So Brandon Fuller, we need a lockdown corner next to complement Davis. A lot of people were saying that, and then someone else up here said rebuild. Covina man said rebuild the defense next year. Keep Winfield, White, Carlton, Davis, David, Vita Vea, and start over with new guys. I, that's
I don't
not.
know
It's not.
about that.
That's not going to happen. First of all. Second of all, yes, you named like cornerstones. If you think about what you just named, you named the secondary in Winfield, middle of the defense with White, Carlton Davis on the outside, and Vita Vea in the middle, and Levante. So you named every aspect of the field. So
Mm.
if you're solid all around there, there's no way you're going to have stars all over the field. You just can't do that with a salary cap limit. You just can't. So if you already named a huge core like that, that's an awesome base to start with. You have every level. Secondary is in safety, middle section with linebackers. You have Carlton Davis on one side. You're saying shut down one whole side. Vita Vea, who isn't there, but still you have Shaq and JPP. This defense is loaded. It's just using them correctly, and they execute the plays just like the offense has to do it.
Right.
You look at it, BA was asked, what the hell happened on the defense? He's like, oh, was it missed assignments and stuff? He's like, well, just poor play.
Mm.
And it was. I mean, like Luke Stalker should not be wide the hell open on a pass like that at all.
Yeah.
And that was Shaq Barrett's man. We've been touching on that all year long.
Right.
Those outside rush linebackers aren't the best in coverage. Teams attack that. The Vikings did. The Bears did. Guess what? Falcons saw it too. It's not just our eyes. We're not making shit up. Other teams are seeing this too. So that is a weakness we have. It's just an area you got to be real with your defense. If you're going to cause pressure, you're going to have to give up something.
Mm-hmm.
They just try not to give up the deep ass play, the 75-yard touchdown like they did against the Chiefs. So
right. You got to get home. That's a big part of this defense. But to his question, no, I don't think there's much rebuilding to do on this defense. I think you just need to add more to it as far as defensive line depth and adding more edge rushers, and really that's where they need. I think the secondary is fine. They have a lot invested into that secondary, and I think it will continue to get better. Again, people forget that these guys are first and second year players that we're working with, and it's a hard position to understand. Especially early in that career, not everyone's a Marshawn Lattimore who has a breakout rookie year, or trying to think.
He didn't really bloom until he got to the Patriots. Like dominate until he got to the Patriots.
No, I'm talking about Lattimore.
Oh, Mark. I think you're Gilmore.
No. Gilmore's Gilmore's another example. I mean, again, it takes time for these guys to really develop. So yeah, just continue to add to the front seven. I think that's going to be the focus in the offseason. Again, a little early for offseason talk, and I know usually Bucs fans we're talking about the offseason already in years past, but we're on track for playoffs. Let's keep
let's think about it. 9-5,
right.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time.
Right.
Like, geez.
And we clinch this week if we win. So there's a lot going on for this week. It could be a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So let's hope that happens.
Absolutely. And then, like, you were texting me earlier today about how we could still be in the running for division if, was it Friday, you said?
Yeah, the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings and Saints play Friday on Christmas Day. So
yeah,
it could be a very Merry Christmas if the Vikings can help us out. And then we got to hope Carolina can pull out a miracle. But again, it starts with what the Bucs need to do. And the Bucs control their own destiny now for the 5th seed, which could be a good thing, I guess. It would be matched up with Washington, which is a scary team too. So, yep.
So my thing is this: Bucs, just worry about yourselves. We're just fans being fanatics saying what ifs, because it strongly could be. I mean, Michael Thomas is out for the Saints. Drew Brees is coming back for those ribs. I'm hoping the Vikings just do Bounty Gate
right
on them, just like, and
run the football Dalvin Cook
all day. But it's also, I mean, check out, they're in contention. I mean, they got to win out, so they have something to play for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All those teams right there have something to play for. Cardinals don't have an easy stretch. Washington, they got tough games coming up. Rams, again, Rams are going to be facing the Seahawks, so that's going to decide, who is the division winner or who is the, potential 6th seed. So if the Bucs do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs just need to worry about getting better. I mean, that's all we really need to do.
Yeah, it's all about starting faster, and that's been a problem for the last month or so. I mean, if they can
that in the bye.
Yeah. I mean, if they can figure out how to start faster and just better sequencing of play calling and understand what your players do well, especially on defense, as we saw, in the second half, allow Devin White to go forward, allow him to be aggressive. Yeah, exactly. And use those play action passes early, set Tom Brady up for success, get him into, the short passing game so he can see the field better as the game goes along, and continue to run the ball with Rojo. I think, that's going to be critical.
Please, I mean, make things easier on yourself. Don't make it harder.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with this fully. TB12 Goat Man, he said, we are a man-to-man defense, mix in the zone and zone blitzes.
Right.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
Definitely. Yeah, allow the corners to play aggressive too. Allow Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis get up there and be aggressive. Now, Carlton did get hurt. Did he come back into the game, I believe, right?
It was his growing injury, right?
Okay.
Pretty sure, but
I know Ross Cockrell was out there, in the second half. I was just wondering if he came back.
He's playing pretty good. Ross Cockrell?
Mm-hmm.
He's playing pretty damn good, but
yeah.
I mean, Jamel Dean had a damn good day.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, he did really
I didn't see one thing he did bad. He was very aggressive, read quickly. I think he sat in his playbook the whole damn time while he was hurt, because his read and react was perfect. Like,
yeah,
I didn't see him get beat much. Yes, SMB got beat, and that's what a lot of people, like G Vegas said. I think SMB needs a real offseason and a veteran presence in that cornerback room. Yes and no. I mean, I think they just need to put him in one spot and let him go. I mean, he keeps going from outside, inside, outside. That's more of a veteran type of thing. He's still learning a lot of positions.
It's a lot on him. And people forget nickel position is the hardest spot on defense, really. I mean, it's a tough position to master. Only so many Rondé Barbers come into the league that can do what, he did. And yeah, it's very tough because you're facing pretty much a different receiver every time. Like, you don't always have the same guy in the slot that he has to go up against. So it's a tough matchup.
Yeah. So this is pretty cool. Edward Fernandez says, we just got to focus on being able to play 60 minutes before the playoffs. 100%.
For sure. Yeah.
Let's just get one game.
Jeez. For sure. Because it'll be an early exit if we don't, because you got to play 60 minutes in the playoffs, because it's just a different level. I mean, we've seen playoffs, over the years. I mean, those games, anything can happen, and it gets very intense. Every possession is very crucial. So yeah, definitely got to be able to do that.
Well, I mean, because you can look back. I mean, the Chiefs won last year coming back from every damn game.
Right. Yeah.
But that was with Pat Mahomes in his second full year of starting. Like Tom Brady beat him the first year and then won the Super Bowl. Second time, Mahomes like, I got this.
Yeah.
I know what I got to do in this system. Brady doesn't have that luxury, and everyone's trying to force the agenda.
Mhm.
I mean, I want to win, no doubt, 100%. I want to go all the way to the Super Bowl and say we already knew we had this. But realistically, they're still learning on the go. They're going to be playing teams in the playoffs that already been doing this for years. I mean, look at the top. Look at the top of the standings. Packers, Saints, Seahawks. Those are three teams that have been doing the same personnel, same stuff for years and years and years, or have great caliber players. Aaron Rodgers, yes, no head coach, only second year, but they're flat out playing great. Saints, everyone knows they've been together forever. They've been in the NFC Championship game or close to it almost every damn year. Seahawks, you have Russell Wilson, one of the best quarterbacks in the game. That offense has been about the same every year. Everyone in the hunt, Rams, they're always in it. Now we got the fun guys, Bucs, Washington Cardinals, the guys that try and push the aggressors, the top, the big fat guy on top. Do we have it in us? I don't know. I mean, do we have all the players too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they mentally ready? We'll see.
Right. I mean, when you look at this team, I mean, you could easily say this is one of the most talented teams in the NFL easily.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to what we've been talking about. It goes to coaching, it goes to the game plan, the approach to the game, and staying consistent with it, making adjustments when you have to, absolutely. But you have to be understanding of who is out there, being aware, and just knowing how to attack these teams that you're going up against in the right way and finding that flow and rhythm, so, but that's not here yet. We got to focus on, the upcoming games that we still have remaining. And yesterday was a big win. I mean, that was a huge win for this team. We all thought, oh shit, here we go again. It's going downhill. The Falcons are going to, knock us out. And, it was great to come back. And Tom Brady never loses against the Falcons. I mean, all he does is make comebacks. So I'm sure Matt Ryan is pretty upset at Tom Brady, but, winners win.
With this year, this was the perfect example of what the Falcons do. They start fast and they shit the bed late. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, They've done it almost every damn game. I mean, Todd Gurley can't just get down after Matt Ryan told him, just get down, don't score.
Right.
You kind of knew they were going to mess up. You were just waiting for them to do it. It's almost like waiting for us to just blow it in the first half. But so speaking of the first half, Brandon Fuller is bringing some good questions here. He said, what happened the first few games of the season? We were coming out scoring on all our first drives, and now we can barely score in the first half. I'm going to hold this question up there, let you read it a little bit more. I want to touch on this really quick.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I honestly think this plays into what Raymond's saying of scripted plays. This plays into what BA says to publicly. And okay, if they're scripted and we have tendencies that we usually do, which every Buck fan kind of knows that there's a lot of tendencies that we do. Like there's formations where we're like, oh, this is a run, giving it away. First down, run, especially in the first quarter, that they consistently do. So teams early on are probably like, oh, this is probably most likely what it's going to be. And it usually is. I think that could possibly be it. Some of it is execution, but some of it's blatant disregard for trying to confuse the other team or attack weaknesses. It's just running your script of 15 plays or whatever it is, and you're letting the defense get momentum, get confidence in themselves. And yes, this offense is good enough to overcome a lot, but you can't keep putting yourself in that hole. And I think that, to me, could be a big issue of what it is. But what do you think it is?
I agree with a lot of that. I think it's a combination, like you said, scripted tendencies, things that maybe early on in the season the defense isn't accustomed to seeing, but as you get later in the season, they have game film on us now, so they're looking at it in a more in-depth way, and they're studying those tendencies, like you're saying. and they're just better prepared, and they're attacking and taking away what we're trying to do early in the game, and that results to slow starts. Also, another thing is, early on in the season we had different type of personnel. Again, we were utilizing Scotty Miller more. We were utilizing OJ Howard, which is a big piece. So those kind of play into it. You had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin hurt at times. They're probably still hurt, to be honest. So all of that kind of it plays a part. But I think mainly it is the scripted plays where teams are just realizing and seeing through game study that, okay, this is what the Bucs are presenting, especially early on, and they're just taking it away. And it's also, execution goes into it too. There's times where, Brady's just missing or, bad protection. But I think mainly it's the scripted plays. What they're trying to do early. Teams just realize it, they read it, and they're prepared.
That was a good point you made about OJ Howard going down, Scotty Miller. I mean, those are two guys that already know the system very, very well. They were kind of leaning on them early, and now you plug in Gronk, quickly learn it quickly. Yeah. You have to step up for that, and then Scotty Miller goes down. Antonio Brown, step in.
Right.
Yes, he's a great caliber player, but he still has got to learn the offense
and get chemistry got affected there.
Right.
Brady was trying to force him the football. Maybe a little bit too much. Yeah. So all that plays a factor, but. Again, I'm going to go towards the coaching factor. They're just not creative enough, and they need to be better as far as the sequence.
I'm going to fully agree with that. I mean, I let me see if I can even play devil's advocate on this, because to be honest, though, they do run plays that should be, if it was executed perfectly, would work. But that's the biggest problem. We shouldn't have to execute to perfection.
Yeah.
Every damn play. It should be.
It's the level of difficulty, it's just too high, and you can't have that, especially in this league.
I mean, yes, the opportunity is there, but what is the probability of that opportunity?
Mm.
Even though it is open, but it's 25, 30 yards down the field.
Right.
And don't get me wrong. If you make a perfect pass, yeah, it's a great, huge gain, and we're riding high, but those are hard passes to hit, and it's minimal room for error, and it's
right. Perfect example, the Antonio Brown touchdown. I mean, that was perfect execution.
Yeah,
and it worked. So yeah, no, I agree with that. It goes down to execution, but what are you asking these players to do, and why is it so damn hard for them to make this happen? Especially early on in games. I know the goal always early in games is to score and get ahead. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to attack that scoreboard so you get a good, comfortable lead, and then your defense can play differently with the lead. And, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to score, 20, 24 points in the first half, because that way you can control the game going forward. And it makes everything easier. But you can't do that if the play calls and the execution has to be perfect every time. Like, that's just not possible, because these players that you're going up against, they get paid too, and they know how to study film and know how to take things away.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not like we said, Dirk Cutter and Raheem, they do film study. They do great in the first half. They do great first half every game.
Yeah.
And then they just don't change. Yes, Todd Bowles leverage, they may change things in the second half. Maybe it's Brady yelling at him. Maybe it's Brady yelling at Todd Bowles, but they make adjustments, and they do very well at it. And it clearly shows every second half we're pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start with that same mentality. I don't know why they start off with this same scripted crap that just doesn't work. But let's go to this. Raymond said, despite how the games plays out, the only thing that matters is winning. Doesn't matter how. And I agree. And that kind of plays into the Chiefs winning every playoff game, winning the Super Bowl last year. Like, they were always down. In that Texans game, they were getting blown out.
Yeah, 24-0.
24-0.
Yeah.
And then they come back and win. So I'm not saying that's going to be the Bucs at all. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying, look at comparisons. Look at past to figure out what's going to happen in the future. I mean, Brady's pretty damn good, surrounded by this many weapons. Anything can happen. TB12 Goatman says, do you all think we found something with the blitz pickup and quick passes? To me, that's been a big problem with the offense. What do you think about that?
Mm. With the blitz pickup and quick passes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was definitely a struggle early on in the first half. I mean, it looked like Brady at times was holding on too long when he had options and in the short game, and then there's times where he didn't have anything and the pressure was already in his face. So yeah, that needs to be better. The hot routes and the connection. Understanding where you need to go with the football. But again, that comes with time and building chemistry, and that's just something he hasn't had. So yeah, it's definitely been a struggle. And plus, we have inconsistencies with the running back catching the football. As we saw yesterday. So it's kind of like hit or miss. With that right now.
I mean, let's see. Is Rojo going to come back next week for Saturday?
I would,
Or his
I would,
finger in COVID should be done, right? Or no? Is
as
that
long
10
as
days?
as long as he's tested, negative for COVID, I think he should be okay. He got the pin, I think, put into his finger, so hopefully that's okay as far as swelling goes, and I think he should be fine. But we have to wait and see. I think Donovan will be back for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think he was just being more safe than sorry. And I think he
right.
even felt
That's the right call.
how bad he did that too. Like he's like, I put I myself at risk. I put my own teammates at risk. I think he internally felt kind of bad for that because you know how he was in the offseason. He was like, I can't believe we're going to do this.
Right.
I think he himself was like, damn. But let's keep going on. So there's like a crap ton of comments that just flew in just now.
Yeah, I'm seeing him.
All right. So Mark Gunther. By the way, love your vids. Thank you, Mark. I haven't seen you in the chat.
Appreciate
Good to
it.
see you here. Where was it? Oh, but some things I was saying. Looking ahead, Rojo, please come back. We need you. But Fournette, second half, I don't know. What do you think got lit in his ass? I mean, so even his pass catching got better. He making miss in the open field. Pass, like he just mentioned, pass blocking, like his blitz pickup was damn near superb. Later in the game, I was blown away by. I even gave him a couple compliments. I was like, "Damn, Fournette, okay." Still early on, that first 5 yards, I've said it. The initial 5 yards, he has no drive. It's just more thinking. If he can just go, I mean, that's what the difference in him and Rojo. It's just the acceleration at the line, and then flying through the hole. Like once Fournette starts going, yeah, he's tough to bring down. But I mean, what did you think of Fournette? I know your opinion on 28, but I want to hear your opinion right now after seeing that game.
Yeah, I feel like he did better. Again, just running. It just starts with running with more aggression and actually seeing the hole, getting into the right space where he needs to go with the football. So yeah, it was better. He came up with some big runs, especially in that kind of 4-minute offense when we were trying to run out the clock. Got lucky with the spot at the end there, but again, we'll take it. Winning is winning. So yeah, definitely better. But yeah, we'll just wait and see. Obviously, I want Rojo in there more because I just feel like he's, we all know he's the more dynamic running back. He's just got better vision. He can hit the hole faster. So just wait and see. I think the rest of the running backs did okay. I know Keyshawn Vaughn had some down moments, but then he made up for it. And then you had LaShawn McCoy, make some catches too. So,
Wait, so go ahead and finish.
No, I was just gonna say I hope they continue to use the running backs the right way, continue to feed Rojo a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can clearly see the difference between all of our backs. We need Rojo, but it still looks good when you can score 31 points without him.
Right.
This was a cool point. Edward Fernandez says, "How far do the Bucs have to make it with a 43-year-old Brady on his first year with no preseason? Come on, while breaking Winston's touchdown record." So I went over there to look. He hasn't broken it yet.
Right.
He's right there, but look at the numbers really quick. I mean, I hope people can see this. Let me see if I can zoom it in a little bit better for you. So Brady right now has 32 touchdowns, 11 INTs. Last time he had 32 was in 2017. He had 32 and 8. His next highest was 36 from 2015. So he's pushing him his own self. I mean, 43-year-old damn quarterback. His numbers look damn good. I mean, yes, this is an Arians-led offense. Throw it, no risk it, no biscuit kind of crap. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. The sack numbers, yes, he gets rid of the ball fast. But look at his sack numbers in New England. It's very comparable. I mean, I like it. He hasn't beaten Jameis just yet. Don't say that just yet. Yes, he likely will.
Yeah.
But give Jameis a thing. Because I don't like to. A lot of people don't like when you touch on the Jameis string. But what do you think of Brady in his current year so far? I mean, 32-11, 3,800 yards, almost 3,900. What do you think about that?
I think he's done. I think he's done very well. Again, there's games where he could have been better, but I think a lot of that goes to, just the comfortability of this offense. And like you said, he's still learning how to utilize the guys that he has with him, better and more effective and more efficient. So there's been times where, he could have, way better games because there was options open and he just missed them with whether it be accuracy or just timing. But you got to be pretty happy with the numbers that he put up. Like that guy said, no preseason, didn't have any type of like real training camp. Everything was shortened, no OTAs. So I'm excited to see what he does in year 2, but we're not there yet. So for right now, I feel like, he's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah. Thank you, Hardcore Hero. 36 viewers right now. Everyone make sure to take a second to leave a like on the video. Please. Thank you, Hardcore Hero.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, leave a like on the video if you like what we're giving you. The content we bring out every week. We try and bring out the film studies, which I know you all probably know us from. Live streams, we just try and take your questions and figure out all this stuff together. It's not like we're geniuses. We just see what we see repetitively on tape, and we're just regurgitating it to you. I mean, it's not like we're any genius or smarter than you guys are. We see what it is, and we're just trying to give you a better explanation of what's going on from a hardcore fan. So let's keep going on. Mark Gunther said, who's watching Monday Night Football? It's not the Bucs. So here we go. Do you guys think TB12 and his wide receiver will be in the same page by the playoffs?
Again, I think they're getting closer every week. It's just it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Play sequence, play calling. Helping both Brady and receivers in this offense to make it where it can be more efficient and effective. And it's getting to a point where we can see it. It's just got to be consistent with it. And I want to see more Scotty Miller in there. I think he's a dynamic player. That can make plays. And it looks like him and Brady have a good connection. But everything is starting to click, I think, better. You're seeing the Mike Evans. I mean, he seems like he's trusting Mike more than he has in the past, which is a good thing. And Chris Godwin's money. I mean, it seems like every time he needs to make a tough throw, it's going to Chris Godwin. So I think it's getting there.
Some funny comments. Jameis, you mean Lamus? Yeah, we mentioned this earlier. Bud Cannibalist said, like to see Mike Evans go over 1,000. It's true. We did like that. We want to see that. DJB said, hello.
Hello.
Hey, DJB. He says he wants Rojo and Mike to get over 1,000. Rojo's going to have a big ass day.
Yeah.
I mean, after missing that game.
Right. I think Rojo will get it. I don't know about Mike. That's going to be the tough one.
I mean, look at the defense we're playing. We're going to have the Lions and the Falcons again. I think it's very possible.
It's a great opportunity. Yeah, I'll say that.
Now I'm trying to find where this comment went. I'm sorry if I can't find it, but someone mentioned about how Donovan Smith was out and Josh Wells played pretty well in his place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he did. Whoever said that, say it again. I'll put you up here, but you were 100% right. I kind of tweeted that during the game that I couldn't believe. Like, no one mentioned Josh Wells' name. You didn't hear a holding. You didn't hear false start. You didn't hear, that left side is getting whooped. Mm-hmm. And that's what you did hear last year against the Lions. And then this year against the Falcons, you didn't really hear much of anything. Yes, I know they don't have that much of a pass rush per se, besides the interior. But either way, I mean, that's a guy that hasn't started all year, just pretty much doesn't play, comes in and does that well. stand-up job. I mean, hell of a damn just being on the stage, just showing up for if he does get an opportunity with another team, or just to prove his point. Oh, I deserve this much money because I protected Brady's blind side.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a good thing to add to your resume, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought both the tackles did very well. Tristan, again, being Tristan Wirfs, dominating as usual. There's a couple, mishaps on the interior where the Falcons were bringing stunts and stuff like that, but overall offensive line did their job.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Josh Wilson's a beast. Well, this is a good question. Who do you think on the Bucs is most likely to eat Bucs, Alex Kappa or JPP? I don't understand what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he means there.
Well,
That's a good question, though.
write it again, John Riley.
I'm not sure what he's trying to say there.
Yeah, but
Maybe
yeah,
he means like money wise, I guess. I mean, Alex Kappa is still under contract for a while. JPP has another year next year, so
yeah. Wait, either way, next year's next year. Let's leave that at that. Leave that at that.
Both players are playing well. I'll say that.
Yeah. And overall, I like the trajectory of what we're doing. I mean, we're getting better. We're showing how much we can score, and all the teammates even know. Like, holy crap! Why can't we just put it all together?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping, and then every game I do see something glimpses where the offensive play caller is changing things up,
right?
Like making it look differently. So that's where early on I was like, Leftwich, you're a moron. And I was blatant about it. But like as we're going in, he's adding little things. I mean, is this Brady saying I like this too? When do you ever see a 13 personnel with the Bucs? Let's be honest.
Right. Yeah.
One running back, 3 tight ends. Besides goal line situation, which it always works. Always works. Again, it drew a flag on Gronkowski, a pass interference, got us even closer. Fournette scores.
Right.
You don't have to only do it at the 1 yard line. You could do it anywhere in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like it plays into your point again. It looks like a run, pass out of a running formation,
mm-hmm.
and it works. And Brady, that's his bread and butter. So I mean, I'm liking little changes they're making. They're not changing their whole scheme. They're making little things where you can get creative to keep drives going. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to execute better. That's about it. Oh, so yeah, this is a good point. This is where we can add in the Pro Bowl talk. So JPP made the Pro Bowl. Everyone early on was asking about the snubs. What did you think about that? Did JPP deserve it? Did Tom Brady deserve it? Did Devin White, Levante David? Who else deserved it in your opinion?
I mean, you could name all those guys and they could be Pro Bowlers, but yeah, happy for JPP. Personally, and I think I tweeted this out, I don't really care about the Pro Bowl selections. I don't think they have much meaning, and I think the players would probably tell you the same. Yeah, it's nice because you get to go somewhere, have vacation, all that, but really it's about the All Pro. That's what I think matters. Yeah. All Pro selections, and yeah, it sucks for like Levante David. Ali Marpet should have been a Pro Bowler. Yeah, all those guys you mentioned. Tom Brady should have got one. Probably Devin White as well. I mean, he does have 8 sacks on the season, which is pretty damn impressive. So, and
he's got 6 in 2 games,
right? And he's got, I think, 130 so odd tackles. So, yeah, I mean that Pro Bowl selection thing, it could go either way. I mean, the Lions had 3 damn Pro Bowlers, so you think about that. I mean,
what?
Yeah. So it's kind of it's a mess, really.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
All right, so John Riley fixed it. So he said, massive typo. Which one of those two contribute more to the Bucs? Talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. Which one of those two contribute more, JPP or Alex Kappa?
Oh, well, obviously it's JPP. I mean, Kappa does a lot, but, it's JPP because he's at a very important position. He gets after the quarterback, 9.5 sacks, and he's got, a couple interceptions. So, yeah, definitely JPP.
I'll agree to that. Yeah, because, like, the interior line, like, he's got 2 guys next to him to help him. I mean, JPP's pretty much on an island over there because he's got to get after the quarterback, stop the run, and hell, if they do a play action pass, he's got to get dropped back and get after a tight end or a running back in the flats. And they ask those guys to do a lot. That's why I say, again, people attack that because they're being asked to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's areas where, yeah, we're flooding the middle, but those outside guys have responsibilities they got to do. So, hey, I mean, yeah, JPP in a nutshell, JPP because he's asked to do so much more. Kappa's just doing his job pretty much. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's simple. You're in a phone booth. You have two guys next to you to help you. JPP doesn't have that much help, and he's
Right.
being asked to do even more because Vita Vea is gone. The pressure is pretty much more on JPP right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's my. And a lot of people are agreeing too. And then someone said it was hard. Oh, here's another one. Marpet should have been in it about the Pro Bowl. Rojo should have gotten it over Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is pretty damn good for the Packers. If
Yeah.
BA would have just trust Rojo more. That's the biggest thing. I don't know if it's a trusting Rojo or if it's just more just Leftwich giving him more touches.
Yeah. That plays into it. Yeah, it's trust and play calling. All that goes into it.
And then this last couple here. Once Charles Reed said, once Devin White's brain catches up with his body, he'll be an all-pro.
Oh yeah,
Hell,
definitely.
To be honest, he's an all-pro right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good, talented player.
I mean, to produce that many sacks and get that many tackles, be around the ball that much. Hell, if he had the damn strip fumbles for touchdowns, he'd probably be immediately like unquestionable all-pro. Hell, maybe even defensive player of the year, possibly. But he doesn't have that just yet.
Right.
It's his pass game. I mean, that's stuff where he can learn. Again, second-year player. I've been hard on him, yeah, but you're the heart of our defense. You're the leader. And he said himself in his press conference, I know I need to be better. I know I'm going to lose in some plays, but I'm also going to win. And I know I can win on most of my plays. And that's a good mentality. He doesn't think about the past. He keeps going forward, keeps pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I think we need to see more of that. And then someone asked about when we're going to live stream since the game's on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully on Sunday. Hopefully we can do that Sunday. We'll let y'all know. I mean, keep in
Mm-hmm.
tune with the community section in YouTube. We'll tweet it out there. We'll figure it out. But hopefully on Sunday since we'll have time. But last little thing here, and then we'll get on out of here. Baseball God said, do you guys think we get the 5th seed or maybe get the division?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, obviously we're in control for the 5th seed right now. You win out, you pretty much get it. Division, again, you're going to need help. So I'd say likely it's going to be that 5th seed.
Yeah, I mean, we all can keep our fingers crossed about winning the division. Again, it is a possibility. I'm rooting for the Vikings. We all should as Buck fans, but realistically, let's just control our own destiny. Let's get into the playoffs, and then whoever is in front of us, I'm sorry for you guys because you're gonna have to stop something pretty damn strong. And yeah, if we get out of our own damn way, it's gonna be dangerous.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then one last point, John Riley said, extremely happy with Winfield's development, the diversity of his roles, his knack of always being around the ball. Can't wait to see how he develops with White, Levante, and Carlton. Fully agree there. I mean, that dude's playing out of his mind on another level. He could have been a Pro Bowl player too.
Yeah. No, I agree with John's statement. That's perfectly said. He's been outstanding. Worse and Winfield have been home run picks, and yeah, I can't wait to see what they do. Down the road. But yeah, they're playing well right now.
Yeah. Other than that, guys, thank you for always entertaining us in the chat. Always bringing your questions and opinions. You guys make the show. I say that every damn week. I mean, Bucs are 9-5. Be happy. Get excited. We got the Lions coming up this week. We'll get your preview out probably Friday. Be prepared for that. Other than that, guys, have a very Merry Christmas. We'll see you before New Year. Don't worry. Other than that, go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
And have a good rest of your night.
Yeah. Good night, guys. Thank you.